talked about the future like it was already ours. Simple plans, quiet promises made in ordinary hours. I believed in every word, the way you said my name, like nothing in the world could ever make it change. But somewhere between those days, something slowly slipped away. You were the love that almost was, close enough to touch, close enough to believe in, but never quite enough. I held on to every moment like it might become the truth, but some stories stop halfway and leave you with a love that almost was. I still remember that feeling when everything felt right, like we had finally found a place we could call life. The little things started shifting in ways I couldn't explain. You were still standing beside me, but something wasn't the same. I tried not to see it coming, like love might change its mind. You were the love that almost was, a future just out of reach. Every hope I carried falling short of what we dreamed. I kept believing longer than my heart should have, because it's hard to let go of a love that almost was. Sometimes I wonder what happened at the edge of where we stood. The moment forever faded into something understood. Maybe we were just a chapter that felt bigger than it was. Two hearts passing through each other, calling it love. You were the love that almost was, and maybe that's why it stays. Not a memory I can close, just a feeling that remains. Somewhere between holding on and learning to let it go, leaves the quiet ache of the love that almost was. I noticed the change before you said it, in the way your voice grew careful, like every word had to pass through a place where love used to live. We still shared the same quiet evenings, still spoke about ordinary things, but something underneath it all had already started slipping. I kept telling myself we were just tired, not slowly falling apart. I tried to hold on, even when I felt you letting go, even when the space between us started quietly to grow. I kept reaching for your hand like it might remember mine, but love can't stay together when only one heart tries. And I'm still standing. Stop telling me the small things, the thoughts that filled your day, and I pretended not to notice what was slowly drifting away. I remember watching your eyes, looking past me when you spoke, like the life we were building was something you outgrew. I wanted to ask you when it started changing, but I was afraid of the truth. I tried to hold on long after you moved away, long after the feeling stopped asking you to stay. I kept believing love could find its way back home, but some hearts leave quietly and never say they're gone. Still I stayed, trying to hold on. Sometimes love doesn't shatter, it just grows thin, until you're left holding memories of what it had been. And the hardest thing to carry is knowing deep inside you were already leaving while I was still trying. I tried to hold on, even when the ending was clear, even when your silence said more than words could hear. But love isn't something you can keep alive alone. And now all that's left of us is the place in my heart where I tried to hold on. I remember the night it shifted, not a fight, not a scene, just the way we sat together, feeling farther than we've been. We talked about ordinary things, but something didn't land. Your voice sounded polite, like you were talking to a friend. And I felt it in that moment, something quiet breaking through. That was when we became strangers, while sitting face to face. Two hearts that knew each other, now searching for their place. I try to hold the feeling of the love we used to know, but somewhere in the silence you had already let go. And I was left learning when we became strangers. You still said my name the same way, but it didn't feel like home, like the meaning slowly faded from the way the word was spoken. I kept hoping for a sign that the distance wasn't real, but every passing moment made it harder not to feel. Some endings arrive softly before you understand. That's how we became strangers. Not anger, not goodbye, just two people realizing love had quietly passed by. I kept standing in the doorway of the life we tried to make, but the future we imagined was already starting to break. And I'm still remembering when we became strangers. Sometimes I replay that evening, looking for a turning point, a single word or moment where we lost what we once were. But maybe there was no second, no moment left to change. Maybe love had already gone before we felt the change. That was when we became strangers, and I didn't know what to say, because the person that I loved was slowly slipping away. No storm, no final ending, just a quiet rearranging of two lives that once felt certain, until the night we became strangers. You started speaking softer, like every word had weight, like you were choosing carefully what you couldn't say. I kept watching your expression, trying to read between the lines, but the answers were already there. I just kept looking past the signs. Sometimes the heart knows early what the mind refuses to hear. It was the truth I didn't want, waiting in your eyes, the quiet understanding that love had changed its side. I kept asking different questions, hoping something else was wrong, but some answers live in silence when a feeling's already gone. And I was standing there with the truth I didn't want. We still talked about tomorrow, like the word meant the same thing, but your voice held a distance I couldn't reach within. I remember how the room felt, like something slipping through, two people sharing the same moment, but not the same truth. And I kept holding hope long after it made sense. It was the truth I didn't want, hidden in plain sight, in the pause 'cause her heart can't keep believing, even when the feeling's gone. Holding on to something that's already moving on. Now I see the truth that it won in every step we took. In the moments I avoided, in the chances I mistook. And maybe deep inside I knew it all along. But love makes you stay, even when the truth says you don't belong. You started drifting in small ways, hard to name at first. The pause is growing longer, the distance in your words. I kept filling in the silence, like nothing had changed, like love could stay together if I tried hard enough to remain. I felt the truth beside us, but I wasn't ready to hear. I loved you more than you stayed, more than the time we had, more than the quiet distance that slowly turned us back. I kept reaching for tomorrow while you were walking away, and it hurts to finally say it. I loved you more than you stayed. We still share the same evening, still spoke the same names, but something underneath us had already rearranged. I remember watching your eyes, looking past where I stood, like you were already living somewhere I never could. And I held on to the feeling long after you let it go. I loved you more than you stayed, more than the hope I kept, more than the quiet promises that slowly lost their breath. I kept standing stay alive when only one heart waits. And I was loving you more than you stayed. Sometimes the hardest ending is the one that fades away. Not a sudden goodbye, just a slow change of place. And the weight of that moment still follows me today, knowing I gave you everything, but you couldn't stay. I loved you more than you stayed, more than the nights we knew, more than the future I believed we were moving to. And maybe someday the truth is simple. I loved you more than you stayed. I noticed it in a quiet moment, not something you said out loud, just the way your eyes moved past me, like I wasn't where you were now. We still talk through the evening, still share the same small space, but every answer sounded distant, like you were somewhere far away. I kept searching for the person who used to look at me like home. It was the day you stopped caring. I felt it before I knew. In the space between our sentences, and the way I couldn't reach you, I tried to keep us together, like love could still repair. But something inside your silence said you were no longer there, and that was the moment I knew you stopped caring. You listened when I was talking, but the words just passed you by, like you were already leaving without saying goodbye. I almost asked what was changing, but the answer felt too near. Some truths are already spoken before you wanna hear, and hope can be a stubborn thing, even when the feeling's gone. It was the day you stopped caring, not anger, not a fight, just a quiet understanding, lost its light. I stayed a little longer, trying not to see it clear, but the hardest thing about love is knowing when it disappears, and that was the moment you stopped caring. Sometimes I replay that evening, looking for where it began, the second your heart stepped away from the life we tried to plan. But maybe it wasn't one moment, maybe it slowly grew until one day the person I loved was someone I barely knew. It was the day you stopped caring, and I finally felt the truth. Love can't stay alive when it only lives in you. I'm still learning how to let go of the life we tried to share, but I remember the silence, the day you stopped caring. understood the end, but something in me lingered in the quiet after you, like part of who I was didn't follow me through. I kept moving forward, but something wouldn't move. My heart stayed behind, somewhere in those days with you, in the words we never finished, in the life we almost grew. I try to carry on like people always say you do, but a piece of me is still there, where my heart stayed behind with you. I still catch myself remembering things no one else would know, the way your voice would soften when the world moved slow. Those moments come back gently, like they're asking me to see how much of who I was you quietly took with me. Time moves on around me, but something stays the same. My heart stayed behind in the space you used to fill, in the quiet understanding that I probably always will. I learned how to keep breathing, I learned how to get through, but some part of me is still there, where my heart stayed behind with you. Maybe one day I'll return there, and it won't feel like before. Maybe memory will loosen what it's holding to the core, but tonight every small reminder feels closer than it should, because love leaves something in you even when it's gone for good. My heart stayed behind in a time I can't undo, in the person that I was when my whole world was you. And no matter where I'm going or what I try to find, there's a quiet place in me where my heart stayed behind. I walk past your street tonight, not because I meant to. My feet just knew the way. The lights were on in the same houses, cars parked where they always were. Nothing looked different, but everything felt wrong. I stood there longer than I should have, waiting for something I knew wouldn't happen. There's a quiet in the air now, where your voice used to live. Every step I take echoes through the space you left. I still turn my head sometimes, like you might call my name, but all that's left of us is the place you used to be. I try to remember the last time you laughed without holding back. It's strange what the mind keeps and what it slowly lets go. Your number is still in my phone. I don't know why. Maybe some part of me still thinks you might need me. Some nights I almost believe you'll walk through the door again like nothing ever broke. There's a quiet in the air now, where your voice used to live. Every step I take echoes through the space you left. I still turn my head sometimes, like you might call my name, but all that's left of us is the place you used to be. I don't miss the arguments or the way we fell apart. I miss the small things no one else ever noticed. How you'd pause before speaking like the words mattered. How the room felt warmer when you were in it. Now the silence knows me better than you do. It sits beside me in every empty room. And sometimes I swear if I stay still long enough, I can almost feel you. But when I open my eyes, it's just the place you used to be. We didn't end in a moment. There wasn't a single goodbye. Just quieter days, longer pauses in our voices. I remember noticing it before I understood it. The way you looked past me like something inside you had already left. I try not to ask questions I was afraid to answer. Maybe we were love that wasn't meant to stay. Not broken, not wrong, just something that passed through our life for a little while. I still hear your voice sometimes in the middle of ordinary days. It hurts in a quiet way, knowing we were real, even if we couldn't stay. There are small things I don't tell anyone about, like how certain songs still make the room feel heavier, or how sometimes I start to say your name before remembering you're not part of my life anymore. Maybe we were a love that lived only for a season. Something gentle that time couldn't hold. But somewhere in all these memories, there's still a version of us, laughing like nothing could change. And maybe that's enough for love that couldn't stay. I remember the moment more than I remember the day. We were talking about nothing like we always did. Your voice was still gentle, you were still sitting close, but something in you was already somewhere else. It wasn't the words that told me, it was the silence between them. That was the night I felt it slip in the quiet space growing between us. You were right there, close enough to touch, but I could feel you leaving when your eyes looked away. You kept nodding like you were still listening, but your thoughts were far past the room. I kept talking because stopping felt worse, like if the words ended. So would we? Some endings don't arrive loudly, they just sit beside you until you finally notice. That was the night I felt it slip in the quiet space growing between us. You were right there, close enough to touch, but I could feel you leaving when your eyes looked away. I didn't ask what changed, maybe I was afraid you would tell me the truth, that love can fade while two people are still sitting in the same room. Now I replay that moment more than I should, searching your face for the part I missed it. Maybe we ended long before goodbye. Maybe it started when your eyes looked away. Looked away. We used to talk without thinking, hours would disappear. Now every call feels careful, like we're both choosing words. You say you're just tired, you say stay with me anymore. It's strange how silence can grow between two people, even while they're still speaking. I heard the distance growing before you ever said goodbye. In the pauses you didn't fill, and the way your voice started fading from mine, I try to hold the moment still, but love moves quietly when it's learning how to leave. I keep replaying small things, trying to find the first crack. Maybe it was the night you stopped telling me everything, or the way you'd answer like you were somewhere else, standing close to me, but already far away. You didn't walk out the door all at once, you just slowly stopped arriving. I heard the distance growing before you ever said goodbye, in the space between our words, in the quiet way you let the conversation end. Something we had was already over. I wish I could say there was a moment, something clear, something final, but love sometimes fades so gently you only realize later it's gone. And now the silence feels louder than before. Every memory echoes a little longer. I still listen sometimes for the way you used to say my name, but all I hear now is the distance that kept growing. Until you were gone. I felt it before, I understood it. Something changing in the way you stayed quiet. You still sat beside me, still answered when I spoke, but there was a small distance in the way you looked at me. Like part of you was already learning how to leave. I kept pretending nothing was different, because saying it out loud might make it real. You let go first, even if you never said it. Somewhere between the days we stopped feeling the same, I was still holding on to what we used to be, while you were already walking away from it. I remember asking simple things that used to make you smile. Now your answers felt shorter, like the room had grown colder. I told myself every love changes, but deep down I knew something had ended. It wasn't a moment or a single goodbye, just a quiet fear There were small moments that tried to warn me, little changes I pretended not to see. Your voice sounded distant, even when you were near. And every time I asked if we were okay, you said we were. So I believed you, maybe I believed, because leaving felt impossible. I stayed when I shouldn't, long after the feeling started slipping away. I kept holding the pieces like they might become us again. You were already somewhere else in ways I didn't want to admit. And I kept loving you in a place you had already left. I remember nights when the room felt unfamiliar. Two people sitting quietly, trying to not know. I kept telling myself, this is what love looks like sometimes. But deep down I knew something was breaking. Not loudly, just slowly. I stayed when I shouldn't, even when your words stopped sounding like before. I kept waiting for the warmth to come back, but time kept moving, and you kept fading. And I was the only one still trying to hold us together. I don't blame you for changing, people do. I just wish I had listened to the silence instead of convincing myself we were still the same. I stayed when I shouldn't, and maybe that's the part that hurts the most. Not that we ended, but that I knew somewhere inside and still chose to stay. Nothing dramatic happened, no door slammed shut. We were just sitting there talking about ordinary things. You looked tired, I asked if you were okay. You said yes, but the word didn't stay in the room. Some endings arrive softly, so softly you almost miss them. This was the quiet end of us. No anger, no fight, just a slow fading of something we once believed in. Your voice was calm, mine tried to be, but somewhere between our words we both knew. 'Cause searching your face for the person I remember, the one who used to listen like every word mattered. But something had shifted in a way neither of us said aloud, and pretending started to feel heavier than the truth. Sometimes love doesn't break, it just slowly stops arriving. This was the quiet end of us, no sudden goodbye, just the feeling that the story had already finished. You looked at me like someone you cared about, but not someone you still love the same way. I wish there had been a moment, something clear to hold on to, but instead we walked away, carrying a silence that said everything. And now when I think about it, I don't remember the words, I remember the stillness, the way the room felt after we stopped trying, and how two people who once meant everything reached the quiet end of us. At first nothing felt wrong, we were still laughing, still finishing each other's thoughts like we always had. But somewhere along the way, our words started feeling careful, like every conversation was walking on fragile ground. I kept telling myself this was just a phase, but the silence kept growing. We were a love that couldn't breathe, too many things we never said out loud, too many moments we quietly held inside. I try to hold us together with patience and hope, but love needs space to live, and ours slowly ran out of air. I remember the way you would pause before speaking, like you were deciding what not to tell me, and I did the same. Two people protecting each other from the truth, until the distance became impossible to ignore. Sometimes love fades, not from anger, but from everything we were afraid to say. We were a love that couldn't breathe, held too tightly by fear and hesitation. Every word we swallowed built another wall, and by the time became distance. Now all that's left of what we were is the memory of a love that almost lived. At first it was nothing, just small changes. You answered a little slower, smiled a little less. I told myself not to think too much, people get tired. But something inside me kept noticing. Love doesn't always leave at once. Sometimes it fades quietly. You love me less each day, not enough to say goodbye, not enough to stay the same, just enough for me to feel it in the quiet spaces. I kept trying to be the person you used to look at that way, but the closer I held on, the further you seemed. I remember the way you stopped telling me everything, little stories that used to fill the evening. Now our conversations ended sooner, like we were both waiting for the silence. I never asked when it started changing, because part of me already knew. You love me less each day, slowly, without meaning to. I could hear it in the way you said my name, like something familiar that no longer felt the same. And I kept hoping tomorrow might return the love that yesterday lost. Maybe you tried in your own quiet way. Maybe hearts change before we understand why. But loving someone who is slowly letting go feels like standing still while everything moves away. You love me less each day, until one morning it was almost gone, and I was left holding memories of how it began. Two people who once felt certain, now only remembering the slow, quiet truth that love had been leaving for a long time. I remember the night we both stayed quiet, not because we had nothing to say, but because something felt different. You kept looking down like the floor had answers, and I kept waiting for you to tell me what was wrong. Sometimes silence is louder than truth. It was the words you right behind your eyes. I could feel them there between every part. Like a goodbye you couldn't bring yourself to speak. You asked about my day like everything was normal. I answered the same way, like I didn't notice. But there was a distance in the way we spoke. Two people pretending nothing had changed. Maybe we were both afraid of what honesty would end. It was the words you never said that slowly broke us. Not anger, not a final fight, just the quiet feeling that something had already left. While we were still sitting together, I sometimes wonder what you almost told me. What truth stopped at the edge of your voice? Maybe hearing it would have hurt more, but at least I would have known. Now the silence keeps ringing for you. Every memory filled with the space you left. And even after all this time, I still hear them, the words you carried, but never said. I've been trying to remember when it first felt different. Not the ending, but the beginning of it. When our conversation started missing something like a sentence we never finished. I didn't notice it all at once, just little moments that didn't feel the same. I keep going back to where we lost each other. Some quiet point we didn't see. We were still talking, still holding on, but something in us stopped meeting in the middle. And I don't know how we got from there to strangers with shared memories. You were still beside me, but harder to reach. Like every word had to travel further. I tried to close the distance in the only ways I knew, but you fell further away each time I tried. Maybe we both felt it, but neither of us knew how to say it. I keep going back to where we lost each other, looking for a moment I could understand. Was it something small we let slip by, or something bigger we couldn't hold together? Now all I have are questions that don't lead anywhere. I don't think we meant to fall apart. It just happened in slow, quiet ways. Two people trying to stay very close while slowly drifting. And now I stand here with what's left of us, tracing memories that feel incomplete. Still wondering if there was a way to turn back before it changed, before we became two people trying to remember where we lost each other. You started pulling away so quietly. I almost convinced myself it wasn't real. You still said my name the same way, but something underneath it felt different. But I didn't stop you, I just stayed. I was still holding on to the way you used to look at me, to the version of us that didn't feel so far away. You were already letting go in ways I couldn't. Kept standing there with everything I had still in my hand. I remember the pauses more than the words, how conversations ended before they began. I tried to fill the silence with anything I could, but it only made it clearer you weren't there anymore. Some part of me knew, but I wasn't ready to lose you. Even when it stopped making sense, even when your voice didn't feel like home anymore. You were already somewhere else, and I was still trying to bring you back. I don't know when I should have let go. Maybe the first time it felt one-sided. Maybe the night you stopped reaching for me, but I stayed because leaving felt harder than the truth. I was still holding on long after we were gone, holding on to memory that couldn't hold me back. And now I see it clearly, you had already left. I was just the last one, still trying to stay. Wish I could point to a moment and say it was there, Some clear line where everything changed, but it didn't happen like that. It was just another day that didn't feel important, until I look back and realize what it took from us. We were still speaking, still close enough to touch, but something we had was already slipping. It was the day we lost forever, and we didn't even know. No final words, no reason we could hold. Just a quiet shift we couldn't feel in time, and everything we thought would last started letting go. You smiled at me like you always did, but it didn't reach the same place anymore. I remember thinking something felt off, but I let the moment pass like it would fix itself. Sometimes the biggest changes hide inside the smallest seconds. It was the day we lost forever, hidden in an ordinary moment. We kept talking like nothing was wrong, while something inside us was already ending, and neither of us knew how to stop it. I replay that day more than I should, looking for something I could have said, some way to hold on a little longer before it all slipped through. Now it feels heavier than it ever did back then.